guys know my takes on Call of Duty lately. I went into this like kind of whatever. I was having fun with the MP yesterday. I was uh I was pleasantly surprised. I was pleasantly surprised. So like I going in today, I'm way more excited with a little bit of gameplay under my belt. So that's good. That's a good feeling to have finally. The zombie stuff looks really cool. The Warzone stuff, I don't know yet, if I'm being completely honest. I they need to sell me something about Warzone that makes me excited again. They need to sell me something. You know what I'm saying? But from the little bit of MP we played yesterday, I was kind of in. So take that for what it is. I need to get way more time with it. Warzone needs to have something in the back pocket, or I am like legitimately. And then it always comes back to like the content can be as good as ever. If this new anti-cheat stuff doesn't anything, that's literally what I've told people. Yes, I'm talking to devs. I talked to like the head of Warzone, and I'm like, bro, if this stuff doesn't get dialed in, you're gonna lose everybody even more. Like we've never bounced back from Warzone 2. The content plan has been non-existent. Our map integrations have brought us backwards more than forwards, and cheating's worse than it ever has before. And I was just spitting. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to these guys. I'm like, dude, you can make the best stuff ever, but like the community is like super fed up right now. So they said they watch the streams all the time. So I'm like, I apologize. I've been a giant bitch lately. They're like, no, it's for the most part warranted. I'm like, well, good. I'm glad you share the sentiment because it's insane. I don't know. I got to stand on business somewhere. I'm surprised I'm like low key nervous about getting invited back sometimes. I've been kind of mean lately, but I got to be mean. This is my career too. We all need better. We all need to have some passion back, bro. I think
The truth about COD next events is they should be authentic as possible. They shouldn't have any subjectivity to it and people watching you over and telling you what to say. This is why streamers are flying across the world, to actually get invited and tell their first thoughts. And the issue is, if you tell your first thoughts are bad, you might fear that you will never get invited again to COD next event, which is watched by millions of people, and it will affect your revenue as a streamer as well. So a lot of the streamers were actually forced to say things that they didn't want to say, how good it is. They don't want to talk about the problems, and they were invited across the world to actually play Warzone. Now, when Battlefield has this, I really like it's more closed off, but they can actually talk to the developers directly on their events. But again, the issue here is the lots of the streamers that we have over there or here is if you speak against Call of Duty, you might risk not getting invited. And I feel like criticism is really important to the point where it isn't pure hate, but where it's valid points that people are making. And he made a very valid point here that Call of Duty needs a content plan. It needs a path and goal to do, because since Warzone 2, Call of Duty has been, in my opinion, the revenue has been going down for Treyarch and Activision, and in general, their whole player base is turning against them. While for Battlefield 6, it has actually been going up since Battlefield 2042, as this is their last chance to actually make it back fully. The issue with events like this is the core of the game is already out there. All you have to do is change a few key aspects, and what you can change is the content plan and what you choose to release after the game launches. I know a lot of players would be frustrated with the game, but telling people what to do, in my opinion, is not a good marketing perspective anyway, because the people will probably make a video after they get from COD next event and say, you know, I was kind of forced to do that. I don't really like the game. And this is where authenticity really matters and what you feel about the game, because people will find out if it's bad. And we kind of saw this with Battlefield. They didn't force anyone to say anything. They just gave a bunch of codes to people in early access, a lot of streamers, and they said, hey, share your thoughts. What could we improve? What bugs do we need to fix? And this was the simplest solution for all of them. I feel like there's a big rage coming up for people regarding Call of Duty, because some streamers have been talking about this problem like SBMM for 5 years, and nothing has changed at that matter. So this was the big problem here, and after 5 years, you know, Treyarch and Activision finally changed, or at least added a feature for SBMM, which doesn't have that much of an issue. It's like adding a new game mode. I do expect to see a lot more streamers being vocal about Black Ops 7 and Battlefield 6 releases. I really love that people are transparent with what they